Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, IDF troops from the 162nd Division invaded eastern Rafah and have since secured full operational control over the Rafah border crossing with Egypt. After initially announcing the postponement of talks, the Islamist Hamas announces that it accepts an amended outline for a limited hostage release arrangement, effectively pleading for an immediate ceasefire. The European Union High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Josep Borrell, condemns a group of U.S. senators for threatening the ICC over the court's reported intention to issue arrest warrants against Israeli officials. Israel will not play into the hands of the Islamist Hamas and its supporters, asserting a red line to the sinister negotiation tactics of the internationally designated terror organization. While Jerusalem's political establishment repeatedly emphasized that it would not accept any brokered agreement that would force an end to the war absent achieving Israel's war objectives, reports indicated that the Biden administration, alongside Egypt and Qatar, sought to grant Hamas assurances that a permanent ceasefire would take hold in a second phase of an agreement. However, these terms were vehemently rejected by Israel, emphasizing that with or without an agreement, a ground maneuver into Rafah would take place, and started informing residents of the cluster of villages and neighborhoods in eastern Rafah to relocate to designated humanitarian zones.
הבוקר הודענו על תחינת פינוי אוכלוסייה במרחב שכונות מזרח רפיח והרחבת המתחם ההומניטרי במואסי ובח'אן יונס. זאת כחלק מההיערכות לפעולה קרקעית במרחב. בהמשך להנחיית הדרג המדיני. במהלך היום כלי טיס של חיל האוויר תקפו יותר מ-50 מטרות של טרור במרחב רפיח. אנחנו קוראים גם הערב לשוהים במרחבים ספציפיים, אותם העברנו והגדרנו בכל הדרכים, גם ברדיו, גם בתקשורת וגם באינטרנט וגם בקרוזים, במזרח רפיח, לנוע לעבר האזור ההומניטרי המורחב במואסי ובח'אן יונס. שם יקבלו מענה הומניטרי מלא, לשם יסופקו מים, מזון, ציוד רפואי ומחסות.
Well, roughly 100,000 Gazans have already relocated to the designated humanitarian zones within a couple of hours. The Islamist Hamas announced that it suspended the negotiations with Israel, that it would not resume the talks unless Israel ceases its hostilities vis-a-vis Rafah. Consequently, IDF troops from the 162nd Division invaded eastern Rafah and have since secured full operational control over the Rafah border crossing with Egypt. The troops have also secured operational control over the Dahaniya Bridge, which has a commanding view of the border crossing. During the course of the initial stages of this offensive, over 20 Hamas terror operatives were reportedly killed, while in contrast, thankfully, no IDF injuries have been reported. Meanwhile, evidently caught by surprise over the Israeli offensive, Hamas scrambled to its masters in Doha and announced that it would accept the deal for the release of the Israeli hostages in exchange for a temporary ceasefire. Nevertheless, it quickly became clear that the outline supposedly accepted by Hamas was evidently amended by the terror group and mediators alike and did not include any Israeli approval. Therefore, Israeli officials said that while they would study Hamas's amended proposal, the fighting in Rafah will continue.
אנחנו בוחנים כל תשובה וכל מענה באופן רציני ביותר וממצים כל אפשרות בנושא של המשא ומתן והשבת החטופים כמשימה מרכזית לביתם מהר ככל הניתן. ובמקביל אנחנו ממשיכים לפעול באופן מבצעי ברצועת עזה ונמשיך לעשות זאת.
Senior Israeli officials with knowledge of Hamas's proposed outline told TV7 that Jerusalem will likely reject the amended outline over a number of points of contention. These include Hamas's refusal to commit to the release of 33 hostages that are actually alive. Rather, the terror group noted in its amended outline that it would release 33 hostages that are either dead or alive. Moreover, Hamas removed a clause in which Israel would retain veto power over the names in a list of convicted terror operatives that would be released from Israeli jails as part of the deal. Moreover, Hamas essentially refused to have its leaders forced into exile, which is an Israeli prerequisite to ending the war, and the pace in which hostages would be released is far slower than what Israel agreed to. Meanwhile, in Washington, retired Rear Admiral John Kirby, who serves as the National Security Council's coordinator for strategic communications, said that Hamas's response is being studied by CIA Director William Burns.
There has been a response from Hamas to the hostage deal. We're currently reviewing that response, and we're discussing it with our partners in the region. Director Burns, as you know, is there, and he's working this in real time on the ground.
Admiral Kirby went on to elaborate on a phone call between President Joe Biden and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, which, according to sources in Jerusalem, included a tense conversation between the two leaders.
Now, as you know, the President talked with Prime Minister Netanyahu this morning. The call lasted about 30 minutes and was constructive. Of course, the two leaders spoke about our efforts to secure the hostage deal, including through these ongoing talks today. During the call, at the President's urging, Prime Minister Netanyahu agreed to ensure that the Kerem Shalom crossing is back open for humanitarian assistance for those in need. And I also want to take a moment to address the latest reports now out of Rafah, which was also a topic of discussion on the call. I'll reiterate again that we cannot and we will not speak for IDF operations, but we've made clear our views about operations in Rafah that could potentially put more than 1 million innocent people at greater risk. During his call with Prime Minister Netanyahu, the President again made this clear, that we continue to believe that the hostage deal is the best way to avoid that sort of an outcome while securing the release of those hostages. And as I said, those conversations continue.
Admiral Kirby further highlighted a meeting which President Joe Biden held with the King of Jordan, Abdullah II, who's been a vocal critic of Israel from the moment it mounted a counteroffensive against Hamas following the massacre of October 7th.
President Biden hosted His Majesty King Abdullah II of Jordan for lunch at the White House. That probably wrapped up here just recently. They discussed the strong partnership between the United States and Jordan. They also spoke about the situation in Gaza, of course, including efforts to secure the hostage deal and to get more humanitarian assistance into the civilians of Gaza.
Meanwhile, in Brussels, the European Union's High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Josep Borrell, voiced outrage over Israel's decision to launch its ground operation into eastern Rafah.
The last sad news is that there is not an agreement for the ceasefire. Hamas accepted, Israel rejected, and the land offensive against Rafah has started again. In spite of all the requests of the international community, the US, the European Union member states, everybody asking Netanyahu not to attack Rafah. In spite of this warning and these requests, the attack started yesterday night. I am afraid that this is going to cause again a lot of casualties, civilian casualties. Whatever they say, there are 600,000 children in Gaza. They will be pushed to the so-called safe zones. There is no safe zones in Gaza.
While blatantly lying over Hamas's acceptance of Israel's proposed agreement, the top EU diplomat went on to contradict himself by acknowledging that he knows nothing about the situation on the ground in Gaza, other than what was reported and is being reported by the media.
We are not in the ground, so we don't have information. You know what you know through the press, but there is no press. How many journalists has been killed? Al Jazeera offices has been closed. So who knows what's going on the territory, apart from the press information? Well, the United Nations. The United Nations has the capacity to evaluate the situation there. We are in touch with them, and certainly what's happening in Gaza, sooner or later, the International Criminal Court will have to say something.
The EU foreign policy chief went on to condemn a group of U.S. senators, including Tom Cotton, Bill Hagerty, Marco Rubio, and Mitch McConnell, among others, for warning the chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court in The Hague that if he would issue international arrest warrants against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other Israeli officials, which they regard as illegitimate and lacking any legal basis, would result in severe sanctions against the prosecutor and the ICC itself.
I fully condemn any kind of intimidation to the International Criminal Court. Enough is enough. Some statements threatening the International Criminal Court and threatening to retaliate against the Palestinian Authority if the International Criminal Court decided whatever he has to decide are fully rejectable.
It is important to stress that neither the United States nor Israel are signatories of the Rome Statute and, as such, do not fall under the ICC's supposed jurisdiction. Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. We'd like to encourage you to pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. Moreover, if you're blessed by our productions, which are exclusively donation-based, and as such broadcast free of charge, please consider making a donation. You can do so via our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. I'm Jonathan Hessen wishing you an Erev Mevorach, and God willing, we'll see you during our next update. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.